Hello, viewers. Welcome to day 2 of the 1A stage of the National Science and Maths Quiz. This is the NSMQ Review Show. I am your host, Stephen Nimu. For today's discussion, I am joined here by 2 past contestants of the competition. Dr. Yurija Intiamwa, who is a medical officer at Confanoche ICU Anesthesia, and Mr. Stephen Awudi, who is also the Vice President of the Ghana Pharmaceutical Students Association, KNUST. Before we begin our review, kindly note that the National Science and Maths Quiz is proudly produced by Primetime Limited and sponsored by Ghana Education Service in partnership with Go PLC and supported by Joy News, Pay Money Transfer, Pepsodent, Prudential Life Insurance, Bell Beverages, ALX, Kivo, Coronation Insurance, Flora Tissues, Accra College of Medicine, Academic City University College, University of Mines and Technology, PMMC Jewelry, CHAS, GTP, YFM, and Gelmark Foundation. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Before we start the review for the series of contests for today, the first thing I want to ask is the strategy of using Form 2 students for the contest with the hope that they come back stronger the following year actually working? Because we've seen Form 2 students come back and perform badly as compared to the year before. The very first person we can talk about when we talk about these things is Michael Obeng from PESCO. We also have the 2 guys from Anglican Senior High School, and a lot of contestants who were expected to do better in their subsequent years, but it didn't go as planned. The only exception to this is Eden, who actually won the contest in 2021. Do you think it's a very good strategy?
It depends. It depends on the school, the type of students they have in the team that year, and the caliber of Form 2 students you have. And the quiz is not won by one person. This modern day quiz has become very difficult. And I always tell people that Eden wouldn't have won the quiz without Evans. So when the student was in Form 2, the person they paired with might be very good, which might take the team very far. But when they get to Form 3, the one they are pairing with might be different. So that one can also have another factor. So it's not bad and it's not good, but it's all about the preparation and the caliber of students you have.
Sure. Stephen, he talked about when a Form 2 is paired with a Form 3 student, but you also have occasions where 2 Form 2 sit, and they sit again the following year, and they don't perform as expected. Like I said, 2019 with Kumasi Anglican came back in 2020 and performed poorly as compared to the performance in 2019 when we were kicked out by Opokwari School at the 1/8. Just this year, we also have Sunyani SHS, who are currently the Brunahafu Zonal champions. They were in Form 2 last year, won the regional championship this year, only to be kicked out by Achimota yesterday. Don't you think after 2 years, they should have that chemistry between the two to help them do better in the subsequent year?
Yes. I think I would agree with what my colleague said here. What I'll add to that is that no 2 contests are the same. They can come the previous year and then perform and then come again. They may be together for a very long time, but they may find themselves in a contest that will not favor them in quotes. So I don't think we can judge maybe them to say that they didn't perform well because of maybe how the contest ended. But probably the schools they are facing can also be a factor. You can have very good chemistry, but then you end up facing a school like PRESEC, and then it will look like you are a lesser school or probably you are not that good. So I think that so many factors come in play to decide or determine how a contest goes. The questions how favorable they are to you, and then also the opponent you are facing. So I can't, rule out second years coming again being a good idea or a bad idea.
Sure. About the series of contests we've witnessed at the 1A stage of the competition this year. As of last year, at the end of round 2, you'd see the winner already. That happened with Wesley girls at the end of round two. They had 45, like a huge gap that the other two schools would find very difficult to close. This year, we are not seeing much of that. That is why there have been a lot of surprises this year. Apart from the contest with Prempeh College and Udome, and yesterday's contest, Koforidua, Ghana SHS Koforidua, we've not really seen schools give like a huge gap, and the PRESEC contest as well. We've not seen schools give a huge gap at the end of round two. Do you think now every school is picking up, or it is because of the stage of the competition we are in? Probably the questions in the 1A stage are easier as compared to quarterfinals and the subsequent stages.
So the quiz is becoming very difficult. The quiz is becoming very difficult as the years go by. People are learning new formulas, new concepts. The students are evolving over time, and the drive to always sit on stage makes the students find their own way on calculating and solving questions by themselves. So there is no so-called less schools in contestants again as it used to be. So now it's not like we are doing with PRESEC, so like we are afraid. It's the type of question that comes and we are answering our question, they are answering theirs. But when it comes to the big boys, Opoku School, Prempeh College, Presbyterian boys, like they'll put you in your place. During the round two, they'll put you in your place. They will not underestimate you. They are ruthless. So even on a bad day, you can't come close. And some of the schools, they underrate the other schools, and they feel there's a done deal. We are winning. And yesterday, if care wasn't taken, even Accra girls would have taken Achimota by surprise. Because in the speed race, the girls were doing very well. Unlike our usual girls' schools, we used to know. So the quiz has evolved, and it's becoming more difficult. So now in the 1A stage, it boils down to like how conversant the student is when it comes to the WASI syllabus. We don't really have a lot of weird questions. It's a level playground. So if care is not taken, you'll be kicked out.
Sure. Next question to you, Dr. Urija. Let's talk about the regional championship and the winners for the regional championships. Yesterday, KSTS, Koforidua Second Technical School, who were the Eastern Regional champions, had to go on a tiebreaker before they could win their contest. Like I mentioned, Sunyani SHS were Brown Half zonal champions, and they lost their contest. Today, Ghana SHS Tamale against Presbyterian boys, two regional champions, one from the Northern Zone and one from Accra. PRESEC won the contest all right, but the performance Ghana SHS Tamale put up, wasn't one that you'd expect from a zonal champion. And the very first contest that came as a shock to almost everyone, Kumasi High School, Ashanti Regional Champions, which is kind of known as the hub of the National Science and Maths Quiz, lost their contest to Suedro Senior High. We can only limit it to, say, Ashanti Region, because for Ashanti Region in particular, it has been a trend. From 2016, when Prempeh won it, they exited at the quarterfinals. In 2017, when St. Hubert won it, quarterfinals. In 2018, when UAS won it, quarterfinals. We can go on and on and on. Apart from Eden, who won the regional championship and won the national championship, what do you think the problem is with this?
So, people rest on their laurels after winning championships. They feel our team is good, we are good to go, and the students get swollen-headed. I will not say they got swollen-headed when it comes to SUSEC and Kuhis, because I'm quite familiar with the teams. They work very hard. But I feel this wild card thing is causing problems. You need to have a feel of the stage, especially when you are not a serious school. Because first time on stage, there's pressure and they fear to be kicked out. You see contestants fidgeting and a little bit unstable. So if you are not among the big boys and care is not taken, you'll be kicked out. You saw PRESEC today. It wasn't a good game today. They are very good. We know how they play the game, but they didn't have a good day. If someone is elsewhere, they might think, oh, their team is not good. But just like Real Madrid, they start and like you might think, oh, they will lose to Lille and the next time they are sending people packing. So if you come to the state for the first time and care is not taken, you might be kicked out. So I think prime time should look into the wild card story, and these schools should be given a chance to participate in the preliminary stage, at least to give them that
exposure,
a level playground to compete. Because PRESEC was very good. I was even tipping them to win, but you see what happened. And what Ghana SHS did was nothing to write home about. Like, I was even surprised because I was expecting them to pick some kind of questions during the speed race, at least even the round one, but you didn't see much from them. And KSTS, they are very good. They came to Kumasi, they did very well, but the contest is always on the day. And as my colleague said, no two games are the same. And I tell people, if you beat Prempeh today, it doesn't mean you beat them tomorrow. If you beat PRESEC today, it doesn't mean you beat them tomorrow. So you always have to rely on like you learning and practicing always, so that you gain grounds when it comes to the quiz.
Sure. Same question to you, Stephen. But don't you think when it comes to the exposure and the experience, the series of trials that are done at the various regions and all that should kind of influence or give them the confidence when it comes to the national competition, or that doesn't even affect it in any way?
Yes, it does. For the regional championship, if you're a regional champion, I would say you are the champion in your region. Now you are coming to the national platform to compete with schools from other regions. Probably you being champion in your region does not mean if you are taken to a different region, you're also going to be champion there. So, like he said, sometimes you are going to feel complacent a little bit, thinking that, oh, because I was a champion, the preparation that probably other schools are going to put in towards the championship will not be the same as yours, because you, in quotes, are what the regional champion. Everybody is looking up to you. So, aside the pressures that come with you being a regional champion, which can also go a long way to affect you, your performance on stage, I don't know how to put it. There are a lot of factors that will come in to decide who is going to be the winner. You are going to meet schools from other regions, and I'm going to add this. For Kuhis losing to this contest, I wasn't surprised because I watched their regional championship final. You could see that the Uwas and Prempeh, how should I even put it? They saw each other as threats, right? They were trying to battle with each other. And then Kuhis was very smart during the speed race and then during that competition. And then it's enabled them win. I don't think should Kuhis meet Uwas on any other day, they are going to win all the contests. Uwas is more likely to win against Kuhis, or let's say Prempeh. But for that particular period of time or that contest, they emerged as champions. Okay. So being a regional champion does not, in quotes, mean much unless probably you are PRESEC. So yes, or Prempeh.
Or Prempeh, of course not. So we'll start with the very first contest at the CNC auditorium. Prempeh College won the contest with 64 points against Awudomi SHS, who were at the finals of the Volta Regional Championship. And Kajabi Asato SHS came in third with 22 points. Were you expecting this huge gap in this particular contest?
So I always told people in Kumasi that when Prempeh wear their green on a national stage with the light, they are in greener pastures. And you don't compare what has happened in trials, what has happened some months ago on that day. And this year, they came as underdogs, but they will be doing very well. They will be doing very well, and the team is well structured. And actually, they are not the favorites. If you had to ask anyone,
Not at all.
not at all. But in the middle zone, I think they can pull through.
Okay, sure. I think I agree with you on that because just in 2022, with Lionel and Yunus, they were not favorites. No one tipped them to get to the finals. They lost the regional championship on a tiebreaker with OAS, who eventually emerged the winners. But they went all the way to the finals and gave PRESEC a very tough contest. So I have a friend who says Prempeh takes the NSMQ via IV. Everyone takes it oral, viability reduces, but for them it is 100% for them. Sure, move on to the next contest. Infantipim School won the contest with 50 points, coming up against University Practice, 43 points, and Winneba SHS, 34 points. I must say this was a very close contest. It had to take the riddles for Infantipim to win this contest. What do you make of?
Yes, so for this contest, I think at the end of round 4, their points were very close.
43.
43. So that's what differentiates some of the schools. I don't say a big school and a small school. For rounds like round 2 and riddles especially, it's a round that can differentiate the prowess of one school from the other. And I think today, Infantipim in could show that they were bigger than their opponents.
Sure.
So they did very well.
That goes to say it is true that no two contests are the same because I saw how University Practice struggled to beat Efiakubi and Pim girls who were just runner-ups in this competition. So I was thinking this contest will be won easily by Infantipim, but it is very true that no two contests are the same. Then to one of the shockers for today, Swedro Secondary School won the contest with 37 points, Kumasi High School 35, and Tepa SHS 33 points. Were you expecting this contest to be as close as it was?
Before the contest, it was a no-brainer for Kumasi High School. It was a no-brainer. Competing with Opokwa and Prempeh on a big stage, winning the ultimate, at least that means there's a lot of goodies to produce when you come to times when it matters most. But then they were losing points. They gave the contest away during the speed race. 128 grams, they said 12.8 grams. Coefficient of restitution 0.2. They said negative 0.2. And that's like negative 2 instead of plus 6, which could have won the contest. So they literally gave the contest away. And I think Swedro is showing that we are home. We are home. So we can also get a seed for Cape Coast. And I think it was a good one for Swedro because they could just hold on till the end.
The very end.
And it's not that easy.
I noticed that during the speed race, all the questions that Kumasi High School had wrong were just misplacement of significant figures and all that. In fact, the 2017 contestant, Jerry, he calculated to get to know that they should have amassed 18 points more at the speed race if they had not made that mistakes. But the NSMQ is just a one-off thing. When you lose, there is no comeback to this.
I think one of these years we should make the finals game of 3. What do you think?
Game of 3, so 2 out of 3 before you win.
Yes.
Maybe they may consider that. Stephen.
Yeah.
GSTS won the contest with 29 points. Tema Methodist SHS 26 and Avrongo SHS 9. GSTS has been very lucky over the years. They've not been as promising as they were some 10 years ago. They've just been lucky. Even last year, if they had come into the contest a little bit against PRESEC and Accra Academy, it would have been tougher for PRESEC to win that contest. But they just do the bare minimum and qualify, and that's it. They get their seed and they go back to sleep. What do you make of this contest? Winning with 29 points.
Yes, I'm not sure the GSTS old boys or maybe the contestants are happy about their performance today. But the most important thing is that they won their contest. And I think if they go back and then probably try and figure out what went wrong, and then come back for the quarterfinals against Osei Tutu and then Apam SHS, probably they can do much better. The competition has granted them another opportunity, and I think they should make the best out of it.
Sure. Apam SHS 40 points, at Desadel College 36 points, Oseichichi SHS 23 points. They are actually the seeded school. This is a back-to-back prelims for Addis-Ababa College. Did you see this coming? Regional champions.
Okay, some of us, our eyes are not open, but sometimes you can see. And I'm repeating this. In 2018, St. Louis kicked out Kumasi High School, and it took them 4 years to get back their seat. And last year, they kicked out Addis-Ababa College, and this is our first year, so they should watch out. And they were on X saying that they still remain the school who hasn't been to prelims and they didn't take part. They have this wild card, and this is the same wild card issue I was talking about. Because if they had participated in the prelims, they would have known that there are things they need to correct about the team. But it's their first time on stage, and it's disaster. And as a one-time champion, a top school who is there when it comes to NSMQ, there are some questions you can't give away. You can't give away. And today I was very disappointed.
Do you think it was overconfidence? Because
no, you can't be overconfident when it comes to APAM. APAM hasn't been lucky over the years. In years where they have a good team, they meet PRESEC. Years when they have good team, they meet Ogasco. Years they have a good team, they meet Mfansepem. So they haven't been lucky. But this time, they were robust, tough, resilient, and just in to win. When you saw their reaction on stage, they were in to win. So like anyhow to win. And Addis-Ababa felt regional champions. we are in Cape Coast. Home support. The supporters are there. But the supporters don't win the quiz. And in Kumasi, you see Prempeh having a lot of supporters, Oas having a lot of supporters. This time we don't have supporters. But the boys did it. Tomorrow, Pokua will do it.
Hey.
Yes. So it's not about supporters. It's about content and how you want to play the game.
Okay, sure. Stephen, at the very last contest here at the SGS Auditorium, Pope John Senior High School and Minor Seminary came up against St. Mary's Boys and Akufia Meya SHS, and they had to take a tiebreaker for Pope John to win the contest. Were you expecting the contest to go this way, or you expected this to be a walkover for Pope John?
Yes, so before the competition, I sent a message into my class group that there's going to be a normal day at work for Pope John. Looking at the schools that we were competing against, St. Mary's Boys and then Akufia Meya. I'm not discrediting them, but then they are good. But we didn't expect this to be as tough as it's ended up being. I'll give a huge thumbs up to St. Mary's Boys because they came in with some attitude, which helped them to have the contest. We actually gave the contest away. We were supposed to lead comfortably after round one, which didn't happen. So it put some sort of pressure on our boys. In the speed, they were trying to be more careful, but then the other school were more confident as compared to us. So which things didn't go our way, honestly. But then we hope on rectifying our mistakes and then coming back stronger to meet PRESEC Legon and then St. James Seminary.
Sure. We'll quickly go through the contest for tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll just read out the contest and you just tell me who you are predicting to win the particular contest. St. Louis SHS, Ghana National College, Archbishop Potter Girls SHS.
Kumasi, St. Louis.
St. Louis. Stephen, St. Augustine's College, Tiamas Kumasi, Queen of Peace SHS.
St. Augustine's College.
Wesley Girls High School, Amenyampong SHS, Ashaiman SHS.
Amenyampong.
Stephen, those in Kumasi, they know. Opokuwari School.
They just don't know.
Our Lady of Grace SHS, Zion College.
Opokuwari.
Hey, you didn't even think twice about it.
No.
Bishop Herman College, Konongo Dumasi SHS, Wallace Academy.
Ape Konongo Dumase.
Good, Marcy. And the very last one, Abetifi Presby SHS, Saint Hubert Seminary SHS, and Adiembra SHS.
I'll tip Abetifi.
Abetifi
Yes,
Presby.
please. Abetifi
Sure.
Presby.
Thank you very much for joining us this
You're
evening.
welcome.
Alright, thank you too.
Viewers, thank you for joining us this evening. Continue streaming the National Science and Maths Quiz on our Facebook page, National Science and Maths Quiz, and on YouTube, NSMQ Ghana and Prime Time Limited. Let us remember that the National Science and Maths Quiz is produced by Prime Time Limited and proudly sponsored by Ghana Education Service in partnership with GOL PLC and supported by Joy News, Pepsodent, Jupe Money Transfer, Prudential Life Insurance Ghana, Bitter Malt, ALX, Kivo, Bell Beverages, Flora Tissues, Coronation Insurance, Accra College of Medicine, Academic City University College, University of Mines and Technology, PMMC Jewelry, YFM, GTP, Charles and Gelmark Foundation. See you tomorrow.